think I'm sitting comfortably. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today you're joining me here in Liverpool in England. Because I'm now studying medicine here. If you follow me over on Instagram, you'll see that I've moved and I am very excited to continue my medical school journey here. I've already done 1 week and today I picked up Grey's Anatomy for students in the library, which is very exciting and very much a rite of passage for medical students, as you guys probably know. And I also have the Grey's Anatomy flashcards, which I'll probably use more, gifted by my boyfriend. I had to mention that. I'm not here to talk about medical school today, although I'd love to in the future. Today I'm going to talk to you about section 3 of the GAMSAT. So section 3 of the GAMSAT covers 4 different science topics. So we've got biology, chemistry, maths and physics. And I actually found in my exam, and a lot of my peers would have said as well in their experience with the GAMSAT, that a lot of the questions were kind of had a physics undertone, and more so than I had anticipated going into the exam. So when preparing for your exam, make sure that you cover lots of questions that maybe have a biology face to it, but actually have an undertone of physics, because that's what I tended to come across. So I would say first and foremost that practice questions are probably more important than the theory. I actually spent a lot of time covering theory, and I'm sure some of you guys preparing for the exam may feel like you need to cover all the theory, and if you go like I did on Khan Academy for each of the topics, that you need to cover and tick all the boxes in terms of all of the subtopics within them. I don't really think that that is necessary. I think it's more important really to get to know the questions better and the types of questions that might come up, and reading the question info than actually knowing all the theory, because while you might know technically how to answer all the questions, you have a short amount of time per question and you need to just get used to analysing the theory, because the answers generally are in the questions. I would say Khan Academy is a good resource for you. That's what I used. It's free, it's online, it's really handy, and you have practice questions at the end of every topic, which is really useful. Because while using the questions as a guide for revision is really useful and really important. Obviously the questions on ACER are quite expensive, and that can be really a limiting factor for a lot of us. It was for me for sure. Sorry, I'm noticing that my camera is a bit off, so I'm going to try and reset you. I would spend a lot of time writing down all the kind of equations and formulae for each of the sections and all the diagrams for organic chemistry, but I would say that maybe that was a waste of time. I did a lot of those kind of note-taking exercises because for me passive learning was quite reassuring, especially for preparing for the GAMSAT, but as we all know, active learning is always better, so try and do more practice questions if possible. And if you look online, there can be a lot of non-ACER questions that might be helpful. Just have a Google around and see for yourself what might work for you. Don't stress too much about not covering all of the theory. I actually left a few of the physics topics untouched. I just didn't have enough time to cover it, but I found that I didn't really need it in the exam. I think just a brief understanding of each of the topics within all of the sciences is useful, just so that when you see it in the exam it doesn't throw you too much. I had kind of worried previously about section 3 because I knew it was weighted more heavily in terms of the overall exam results, but I actually found that section 1 and section 2 brought up my score quite significantly, and that section 3 was just something that kind of helps to elevate it slightly more, but I wouldn't neglect section 1 and section 2 for section 3 and all the content you could cover for section 3. Another thing too is if you're sitting the exam online, for each question there might be attachments, like attachment graphs or attachment tables, and make sure you click on the drop down button and just see everything, get all the information, because I was reading a question at one point and it was like, refer to this table, and I was like, I couldn't see the table anywhere. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. And make sure you actually see all the information. That's quite helpful. And what else? Yeah, I think that's really all of it. They almost in a counterintuitive way spend less time studying the theory in section 3 and more time actually practicing questions and applying your knowledge, because it's more it's quite likely that you have done a little bit of data interpretation in your own degrees, or maybe for your A levels or leaving certs. So, or if you're from Australia, I'm not sure what the exams are there, but you know, you'll have seen a little bit of kind of the graph interpretation before, and I'd go back and I would just get used to that. Manipulation of formulae and equations is important. But again, you'll have covered that probably in your higher level maths before, but just to revise that. One last tip actually just came to mind was if there are any online GAMSAT tutorials or practice questions that like the likes of Gold Standard would have done, it's good to kind of listen into other students going through questions. So you can literally type into the YouTube search bar like GAMSAT practice question tutorial, and it's really good because they can give you kind of tips into how to like interpret information and questions quite well. So yeah, anyway, I will probably post a video very soon about my moving to Liverpool story and experience. But yeah, I can't wait to share all of my resources and share what I've learned in the first week of studying medicine here. All I can say is all the work has really paid off. I'm so grateful to be doing this. To be honest, when I was in your shoes last year, I wasn't sure if I'd pass the first time, so just stay strong, and yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Bye.